right, welcome to day 5 of our Christmas story, where we are connecting different scriptures, different verses, different aspects of the greatest Christmas story ever told to our land stewardship responsibilities. And if this is your first time joining us, I highly recommend listening to the first 4 days and then tuning in to day 5. And this way you can hear the entire story in order and perspective in the right way. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And today we're still in chapter 2 of Luke, reading verses 9 through 11 now. And it says, "And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were filled with great fear. And the angel said to them, 'Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord.'" Now, if you've listened to just even a Charlie Brown Christmas TV show, movie, whatever you want to call it, TV show, movie, if you've watched that, if you've gone to any type of church program or perhaps even school program, you were probably very familiar with this scene. The angels appear to the shepherds we just talked about yesterday in day 4. The angel appears to the shepherd, and their first words are, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people." Sometimes in our land ownership journey, something may happen that we perceive to be very worrisome at first, or perhaps fills us with fear. It could simply be now you are in charge of your land management and you are handling this asset, that you are the executor, the executor of the decisions now. Perhaps you are the primary decision maker. You've inherited this role. And for many folks, this can be quite fearsome. You can be filled with fear of, oh my goodness, am I doing things wrong? Am I doing it the right way? I'm going to mess this up. I'm not capable. A lot of imposter syndrome here. And our initial reaction is going to be to stress and always think about the worst. Now, you can also have these very similar feelings when you look at different areas of land management, whether it's prescribed burning, maybe it's a natural disaster that's happened on your property. It could be maybe enrolling into a program and seeing these different restrictions or obligations that you have to do. There's a lot of areas in land ownership and land management that can make us stress and instantly think of the worst. When in reality, it might just be the blessing that your land and your family needs. So again, for example, I'm going to go to the first example, that you first inherit land. You might be overwhelmed with, what should you do? How should you do it? How am I going to be able to afford this? I have this obligation now of property taxes. This is now a liability for my family. If I can't pay these property taxes, if I can't get this done, now it's a wildfire liability. What if we try to prescribe burn and the fire escapes? What if? All of these what if scenarios. Most of the time, most of the fears I hear are going to be obligations with property taxes and that liability to have to pay the taxes and how it's draining your own wallet. It can be very overwhelming to first inherit land, whether again you have 10 acres or 10,000 acres. It's not the acreage that can make it overwhelming. It's simply this new asset, this new legacy that's been dropped on your shoulders that you don't feel like you can handle. But we can take the perspective of the angels here, who come and say, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news." You can recognize this huge asset, these possibilities to generate generational income, to create this generational wealth, to create this new legacy for family bonding on this property that you have now been handed. So the question for you, I want you to reflect over this today, is how are you responding to the unexpected? How you respond is completely up to you. But the question I will ask you is, will you take the chance to fear not? Come back for day 6 and the rest of the Christmas story over the next 7 days to hear how your land stewardship can grow through the Christmas story.